Bryce is back. Tell a friend. I'm Tim Donnelly. Dennis Cox along with us. The weirdest injury run that I can remember is coming to a close. Bryce Young, do you know how weird this injury was?
How weird?
Bryce Young was the number 1 overall pick.
Okay.
He missed an NFL football game. NFL is king in this country, right? It is the most popular thing. If you look at the highest rated shows per year, it's like something like 80 out of 100 are all football games. It's just football is king.
Mm-hmm.
When he came out to practice today, David Newton, who covers the team, right? He covers, like, he's there every media availability.
For ESPN.
Yes. He had to note that Bryce Young was practicing and his right ankle was taped because up until he was back at practice, the team never acknowledged which ankle it was.
That's a fair point.
We didn't know which ankle was hurt. The number 1 overall pick missed an NFL football game. Andy Dalton played an entire game because Bryce Young was hurt, and once he comes back, we go, oh, the right ankle.
Ah, okay.
So how weird is that?
The sea is silent.
It's like one of those, okay, all right, it was his right ankle. We didn't even know. That is unbelievably strange. Right, I feel like, I talked about it yesterday. The Saquon Barkley ankle injury, we were like in the doctor's waiting room looking at the MRIs with him, right? High ankle, low ankle, we know everything.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce Young, we didn't even know which ankle it was.
Aaron Rodgers, we had a diagnosis, I felt like, before the game was even over.
That's like that's even more true. We knew when the MRI, we saw him on the cart going in, on the cart coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have 6 screws in my hand, had surgery. When I woke up the next day, or not the next day, when I woke up after surgery, right, they put you under, there was a big no on my right hand, written in Sharpie, because they didn't want to operate on the wrong hand.
Yep. I had the same thing on the knee operation.
Did we have to go, like, watch for Bryce Young and go, where's the no? Is like, I know he didn't have surgery, but I'm just saying, like, we had nothing to go on which side would have been the one to peak. It's weird. And now he's back out at practice. Here's Frank Reich on Bryce testing his ankle at practice.
I know he tested it a little bit yesterday he did some things, but there's nothing like getting out on the field and, going through a practice. And so, we'll get him out there, and credit to Bryce for being ready. Really at the beginning we were thinking 1 to 2 weeks, thinking it could be more too, but he's done everything he can do to get back here. And he obviously wants to be out there. We want him out there, as long as he's ready to go and play winning football. And we'll see what he can get done out there today, and then see how he responds to it, and then know more tomorrow.
See how his right ankle responds to it. You know what would be absolutely hilarious? If it was his left ankle. He just taped up the right to go out to practice to throw everybody off. It's gamesmanship around here.
Now, that would be high-level trolling. Maybe you should tape both.
In high school, ironically, because I have a pulled hamstring right now from playing, sponsored softball, I tore my hamstring in high school.
Okay.
And I had to have a super elaborate wrap on it. It was ridiculous. My coach made me wear either leggings or long socks every game, because then both legs would be covered rather than just one, because he thought the other team would go after anything that looked like it was wrapped. This was high school football.
Oh, yeah.
So Bryce Young he should have taped both ankles. Kept us guessing.
Exactly.
Kept us guessing. Been out there, the other team wouldn't know which one to turn on the bottom of the pile.
Tape both ankles, but wear full-length leggings? No one would know.
No one would have any clue. Now that he's back, here's what it comes down to. Everything in sports, everything in football especially, is about gaining information. Kind of like what I just described, right? Mm-hmm. You want to control the information that the other team gains on you, right? It's why sometimes, if you're up 2 touchdowns, you call plays just to put them on tape so the other team prepares for them. And then what do you run when you play the other team the next week? The counter off of that, the play action, right? It's all about gaining and disseminating information on your own terms. Now that Bryce Young is back, remember the information you gained while Andy Dalton was on the field. Remember what Bryce Young did in college, right? Remember, some people have completely forgotten about him because he was hurt and then he's suspended for gambling. Do you remember Jamison Williams?
Yeah.
Remember Bryce Young throwing it deep to Jamison Williams? A whole bunch.
Yep.
Okay, now remember drawing up deep balls for DJ Chark with Andy Dalton?
Mm-hmm.
Connect the two, right? Go, okay, if DJ Chark is ready to be a deep ball receiver, well, Bryce Young, not going back that far into his history, pretty good deep ball thrower. Make those connections. Here's Frank Reich on the chance for big plays in the offense this week.
And when you go up against these teams, there's a chance if he blitzes like he has done in the past, and it's a lot, if it's one of those games, then they're going to get us on one or two plays, more than likely. I mean, I doubt we're going to, be perfect on every play. Although that is the goal. But they'll get you for one or two plays. But when, typically this is for any defense like this, but, you do that and we should, in theory, get some big plays off of it. If we're doing our job right, if we're prepared right, if we execute right, we should get some big plays and we should feel comfortable about that exchange.
Yes, I agree you need big plays. I agree if they're going to blitz you need big plays. But you need to play to the strengths. You need to gather the information and work off of it. DJ Chark, right, 47-yard touchdown catch. It was a blown coverage, but he made a guy miss in the process. I'm more excited by the 28-yarder that was challenged and upheld that he made on the sideline.
Yeah. Because
that shows that DJ Chark, right, you don't make that catch if you're worried about whatever ailment you're going through. If DJ Chark is back and he's ready to be a deep ball guy, well, guess what? Bryce Young needs to be able to find him. Also, let's again, the information gathered. What could be the only reason you kept Bryce Young out of last week?
Protect him?
Get him 100% healthy, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's I think if that was the game that they needed to win to make the playoffs, my guess is Bryce Young would have been out there. Mm-hmm. But you were conservative, right? You protected him. You wanted him to be 100% healthy. Well, guess what that means? He should be close to, if not fully ready to go by this weekend. Use his legs. What did you learn against Seattle with Andy Dalton? Well, you're going to just sit in there and make some throws with pressure in your face. Andy Dalton had stuff on his doorstep the entire game. A veteran is going to be more comfortable with a guy breathing down his neck and making that throw. Rookies are skittish. Young quarterbacks are skittish. So just get him on the move. If his legs work now, if his ankle's okay, get him on the move. RPO him. Run pass option. Trust me, there are color commentators that would love to get the telestrator out and describe an RPO while Bryce Young is in there. Because they like doing that, even when it's not an RPO. It could be a direct handoff. They make
RPO. It look like an RPO.
Actually call RPOs. If it was that important to have his ankle 100% or as close to as it can possibly be, use it, right? Hey, we need him to be completely mobile. Why? So we can keep him in the pocket and not use his mobility. That doesn't make any sense. If you're waiting for him to be completely mobile, use the mobility.
Even if that mobility is to make things more simple for him, right? I mean, we saw that early, even in Cam Newton's career. I was like, okay, we can roll this guy out, shrink the field to half of it, give him 3 levels to choose from, find the open guy. If it's not there, pick up some yards with your legs or throw the ball away. You could simplify a game that way for a rookie.
And that would be an adjustment, right? You thought Bryce Young was going to come in on graduate level everything. Turns out he needs a little bit more of an on-ramp, as many rookies do.
Yeah.
So give him the on-ramp, right? Simplify the play calling, get him on the move, simplify the reads. Like that's what I'm talking about. Gather the information and change your course, right? Mm-hmm. As soon as you realize you're making a mistake, do you know what the first thing on your to-do list should be? Stop making that mistake, right? Before you can even worry about fixing it, stop making the mistake. Maybe he needs a little bit more of an on-ramp.